Hey, what's up? So listen, even if you've never created an AI image before, or you've been getting better and better at it, I have to share this with you right now. So listen, my wife and I run several different YouTube channels together. So we're always looking to do things to help us manage these channels as efficiently as we can. And one of the things that she loves about the process is actually creating images with AI. And this wasn't something that we knew would happen, but after she saw like all the incredible things that she could do with AI, and the images, like she was hooked. And once you see this process and system, you might be as well. So several months back, she came to me with something. She had found an image online that she loved. She loved the style, the lighting, the feel of it. She wanted to recreate something very similar utilizing AI. But no matter what she tried, she just couldn't get it right. It was different every time. It was close sometimes, but never what she actually wanted. And after an hour or so, she got frustrated. So she asked if I could help. And what I tried first is maybe exactly what you might have tried too. So my first attempt was pretty simple. It was the obvious move to me was take the image and have AI analyze it and then describe it back to me as a prompt. And I don't know if you've ever done that or not, but that works, right? And that's what I did. And it helped. It was better than what she was getting on her own, but it still required like a bunch of back and forth and iterations. It still wasn't quite there. It was a little bit inconsistent. It wasn't quite right. And I kept thinking to myself, well, why is it still off? Why is it not getting to the point that she wants it to? I mean, the AI could see the image, right? It could describe it, but something was getting lost between the description and the actual generation. It's like the AI was guessing, even with the slightly better information that we gave it from AI looking at the prompt, right? So this is kind of where it all changed. This was the shift for me. So separately and completely unrelated to this, I realized something. For a long time, I've used AI to help me write JSON code for images, for videos, for even AI music and songs, and a lot of other workflows. And if you're thinking, wait a second, I have no idea what JSON is, don't worry, I'm going to get to that in just a quick moment, but you don't have to know anything about it, right? So anyways, I started thinking, if AI can look at the instructions that I give it and give me back a JSON code to use as a prompt, could it actually look at an image, analyze an image, and give me back a JSON prompt instead of just using a text prompt? Not a description, not a paragraph, but an actual structured profile with every single decision kind of locked in. So I tried it, and that was the answer. It was consistent results. It looked like what she actually wanted on the actual first try. So real quick, here's the simple version of what's happening or what happened. So a normal prompt is like walking into a restaurant and asking the chef to make something tasty that has chicken, sauce, some pasta, but not chicken parm. So that chef, right, he's going to go out and do their best, but he's going to be guessing. Every time you order, you get something that tastes good, but it's always a little bit different. But on the other hand, JSON is like handing that same chef the complete recipe, the exact ingredients, the exact amounts, the exact technique. And when the chef follows that, now the meal is basically the same every time. And the best part is you don't actually have to write the recipe yourself. The system I'm sharing with you today writes that JSON code for you. You simply just copy and paste it and boom, you get what you're looking for instantly. So eventually what actually got built here was 4 total files with instructions, examples, modifiers, and a bunch of other things to create just really incredible AI images. And the first file is the master system. This is basically the brain, the complete JSON schema the AI uses to build every single profile, every single prompt. The second file is the meta token library. Think of it like a vocabulary list. It's specific photography styles, it's lighting setups, it's cameras, it's lenses, and everything's already mapped out. So the AI pulls from this when it builds the final prompt, right? The third file is the quick start guide. And this is what you can look at in plain English, plain language. It's step by step. There's no technical knowledge. So you can always just read that. And then the fourth file is the instructions for the gem or the instructions for whatever tool you want to use. And this is what you just paste into Gemini to turn the whole thing into an actual dedicated tool for yourself. And again, I'm giving you the entire system, which will be linked in a Notion doc in the description. So you can build this exactly how I'm going to show you here. And you can use it in other AI models as well. What's truly awesome is that you set this system up just once in less than 5 minutes, even if you've never used AI before, right? So the Gemini Gem, done. Notebook LM, what we're going to use, is going to be done. Claude Project, ChatGPT, it's the same files, same result. Every AI image tool you already use, one setup, and it's going to pretty much work forever. And you can also add to this down the road. So let me show you how we're actually going to build it. So follow me along with this process. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Notebook LM, and I already have it open here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create new notebook. And we're going to close this window here for right now. This is where you can add sources. We're not going to add the sources right now. First, what we're going to do is we're going to name the notebook. So I'm just going to call this JSON image demo, right? So you can see that it populated here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the sources, which is very simple. We're going to go to add sources. We're going to click Drive, and then we're going to select the actual Google Docs. The Google Docs, all you need to do very simply is go to the Notion doc and just copy and paste the information into a Google Doc, save it, and then you're going to upload. Just make sure that you're saving the Google Docs and the Notebook LM is in the same Google account. So real quick, we're going to upload those files real quick. All right, so I've added the 4 files. You can see them over here as sources. Now that they're all there, we're pretty much done setting up the notebook. We gave it a name, we gave it the 4 files. Now that the notebook's done, we now just need to go over to Google Gemini and we need to set up the gem. Now, this process is going to be very similar also if you're setting this up as a custom GPT or projects in something like Claude or ChatGPT or Grok or something, whatever you're actually going to use. So we're going to go over to Google Gemini. We're going to click Gems. This window is going to pop up. And if you've seen my other videos doing this, you know that we are not going to click on New Gem here. We're actually going to use this one at the bottom underneath the Gem Manager. So once you click New Gem, it's going to open up a window just like this. So you're going to give your gem a name. So we're going to call this one JSON Image Demo. Describe the gem, takes images and creates JSON code. Perfect. And then the instructions that we're going to give it live in the instructions file. And that's going to be in the Notion document, but I'm just going to copy it here. I'm going to go back to Gemini. I'm going to paste those in, right? So now we have those instructions in there. And again, that's in the actual Notion document. We're going to add files to your gem for reference. And that's where we're going to add the notebook. So then we're going to just click Notebook LM. We're going to select that file, JSON image demo, and we're going to click Add. Once we click Add, we hit Save. And we're done. That's the whole setup. It might have taken me 2 minutes. So even if you're brand new to AI, this should take you no more than 5 minutes to do exactly what I just did. It's very, very simple, right? And again, if you use Claude or ChatGPT and you want to create a new project or a custom GPT, you just paste the master system file as your instructions and then upload the token library as the source, right? You're going to get the same result, but you can use it with a different tool. All right, so let's do a demo and see how this all works. Let me share my screen. All right, so we are in our actual JSON image demo. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an image. I'm just going to go over to pexels.com. I found an image already that I really like. It's got a lot of cool colors in it and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm on pexels.com. I found the image that I want to use. I'm just going to right click. I'm going to say copy image. We don't have to actually download it this time, right? So I'm going to just close this out. I'm going to go over to Gemini. Now I'm in Gemini right now. I'm going to go to a new chat. I'm actually just going to paste this in here. And I'm just going to say, describe this image to me as a prompt so I can recreate something like this. I'm going to submit that, and it's going to go through and it's going to analyze it, and it's going to give me that actual image. So here we go. Here's the actual image prompt. Now this is just regular text image prompt, but I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to create a new chat in Gemini. I'm going to go to create image. Now I'm using this directly through Gemini. So this is going to use Nana Banana to create this image. And I'm going to hit return. Now, with this being said, this is using Nano Banana. And what you're going to notice is that there's going to be a little watermark on the bottom right hand. Now, if you have the Pro account, you can create, quite a few of these images per day on Nano Banana. I'm sorry, on Google Gemini. So this is the image that it created based off of the prompt that we had it just analyze that image, not through the gem, just through regular Gemini. And this is what it created. And if I open that up, you can see, oops, hold on. You can see right here, it's got the watermark, created an image. And, yes, it looks pretty good. Is it exactly like this? No, but it's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's not exactly what we wanted. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do the same thing with the same image, but we're going to use our gem. So I grabbed the same image. I'm in the actual JSON image demo now. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste that image in there. I like to put this on thinking mode. You can keep it on fast. I like to keep it on thinking. But anyway, I'm going to hit submit. And now what it's going to do is going to analyze this image, but it's going to give us back the JSON code based off of what this image is. So after a little bit, you can see it starts to create the JSON code. You don't have to worry about this again. If you don't understand JSON code, no problem. If you do want to just kind of look around it a little bit, you can kind of get an idea of how it works, right? So you have the source style, the overall aesthetic, the mood, the subject, the main subject, the description. So you have all these different things, and then you have a little bit of a description. But this is much more formatted. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this exact prompt. We're going to create a new chat in Gemini, and we're going to put, we're going to create image, and we're just going to paste the actual JSON prompt in there. And again, I'm going to put this on thinking, and I'm going to hit go, submit. And let's see how this comes out. All right, so this is the result based off of the JSON code. And I think that this is a lot more similar to this kind of style compared to that other one that we saw earlier. And I'll put those both on the screen so you can kind of compare them. But I want to show you something really cool. Because if you have a Google Pro account, which is the $20 a month plan, you can actually use Google Flow. And the benefit of using Google Flow is that you can create VO3 videos there, or you can create images there using Nano Banana. However, they do not have the watermark, and you can create up to 4 at a time, and it's completely free. So let me show you how to do that. So just Google Flow. You're going to enter Flow. You're going to want to make sure that you're in your Google account. That's your paid Pro account. Click New Project. And what you want to make sure is that you are set to Nano Banana Pro, Nano Banana 2. You can click this and you can change it, right? You can change it to Nano Banana Pro if you want, but Nano Banana 2 is the newer one, is the more modern one, or the more current one, I should say. And you have these different image sizes. I'm going to keep it on 16:9 landscape. And you can see it says 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that you're able to create 4 images. So I'm going to do that, create 4. I'm going to paste that JSON prompt, and I'm going to hit go. And now it's going to create 4 versions of that same exact prompt. So you're going to see how similar they look, but they're also going to be, you might find one that you like better, which means that you don't have to create 4 different images 4 different times in Google Gemini. You can create 4 versions here. If you want to create more, you can create more. They're free. So you can create more, and they don't have the Gemini logo at the bottom right. So these are just about done. Let's see how they came out. I like this one so far. Yep, you can see how very similar they are, right? So the original image, it kind of came out from the side. If we look at that again, the dock or the deck or whatever you want to call it comes out from the side, where in Flow it's more straight ahead. But again, it gets the skies. I think this is probably the closest to the sky that we wanted, but you can kind of see like how this looks. And what's awesome about this as well is that when you want to download this, guess what? You can actually download it in 2K. 4K if you have the Ultra plan, but the Ultra plan is like $250 a month. So if you don't have that plan, you can upscale it to 2K. Just click that. It's going to download it, or it's going to upscale it. And then it's going to download it, and we'll take a look at the 2K version in just a minute. And here's the 2K version. This is how it looks. And look, there is no watermark. So now this is great because what you're able to do with this, and this is what I do, is I'll take this image and I'll use this as a starting image for a video, right? So you can utilize, if you're doing video or things like that, or utilizing something like Veo or Kling or things like that, you can use a start image. And I like to create these start images first, or the reference image that I was going to use as the first frame. And a lot of them also allow you to add an end frame. So it would be whatever happens in those 5 to 8 to 10 to 15 seconds, depending on what tool you're utilizing. It's going to have this start screen, which could be this, and maybe the end screen is this exact picture, but maybe it's nighttime or something like that. So you can make the video a time lapse, whatever it might be. But this is a really good way to be able to get those types of images as well, especially when you find something like, let's say you're doing a Google image search and you find something and you really like the image, but you want to add something to it. And that's something that you can do here as well. You can actually add stuff to this. So you know what? Let's do that actually real quick. I want to add a sailboat going across the lake. All right. Add a sailboat in distance. So now what it's going to do, or what it should do, is that it should recreate this image very similar to this, but there should be a sailboat in this. Now, I didn't give it any descriptions of the sailboat, so who knows what it's going to actually do, but let's hit submit and see what happens. So again, the image itself should be very similar to how these are. I don't think it's going to change too much there, but there should be a sailboat out here somewhere. Now I said in the distance, so it should put it further out. It shouldn't be like right up here next to the dock or whatever. It should be in the distance, but let's see what happens. And there we go. We have very similar image, but now we have sailboat out there, right? Silhouette of a sailboat. Perfect. I didn't even say silhouette. I just did a sailboat. Here's another one that you can kind of see. And this looks really good. It looks really, really good. Like if I tried to prompt this to do this and all that kind of, I'm not sure it would come out this good, because again, remember, this is based off of an actual photograph that we had the gem create the JSON code for this to be able to do this. And again, you can always upscale this. You just click download, upscale to 2K. Once it's done upscaling it, you'll download it and we can open that up and we can take a look at it. And this is going to be the one with the sailboat. So it should be clearer than this is currently. And here's the 2K file. Very nice. Looks very good. I like it. All right. So I think you have a pretty good understanding of how to actually do this with the image. So you just literally all you have to do is just put the image in there. Whatever image you want, you just put it right into the gem. Copy the image, paste it in here. You don't need to do anything else. Just hit return, enter whatever it is, and submit it, and you're going to get the prompt back. Put that into anything that you want. You can put it into Grok, Imagine. You can put it into ChatGPT. You can put it into Google Flow, Gemini, whatever it is that you want to use. Now, if it does not work, if the prompt does not work, it means that whatever image editor you're utilizing does not accept JSON code to actually create it. If that's the case, you can always ask another AI or go back to the AI and say, can you please create this as a very extensive prompt from this JSON code? And then go and then use it from there. Now, is it going to be as good as the JSON code version of it? Probably not. It'll be close, but it probably won't be as good as the JSON, but it's probably going to be better than if you were just going to try to go and prompt it yourself and try to get it in there. So with all that being said, that's that. So the other thing that we can do is we can actually have this create a prompt in JSON for an image that we actually want to see. So in that case, I'm going to actually say, let's do something kind of interesting. No, let's do this. A large, ferocious, terrifying, long-haired Bigfoot is hiding behind a tree, looking at me, trying to figure out what I am as I am trying to take a picture of it from my camera. I don't know. That's a pretty crappy prompt, but let's just see what happens. So again, I'm going to put this back on thinking. Doesn't need to be on thinking. I just like to use it on thinking, and I'm going to hit submit. So what it's going to do is it's going to analyze that pretty crappy prompt, but it's going to create an actual JSON code for that. So it's going to go through its process. And this is also where it's going to be utilizing all those meta tokens. Now, the meta tokens are just a huge list of different photographic styles, different types of cameras that it could take it with, different type of lens. For instance, like this one, what did it choose for this one for the camera? So it chose a Sony a7R5, which is a great camera. I actually have an a7R4. This is the a7R5 that it decided to choose, an 85 millimeter lens. So let's take a look and see how this creates it. So let's copy this code. And remember, this is from my simple prompt of a large, ferocious, terrifying, long-haired Bigfoot is hiding behind a tree looking at me, trying to figure out what I am as I am trying to take a picture of it from my camera. So we are going to go to Google Flow. We'll do it there. Why not? I got 4 versions of it. I'll do it right in the same project. No big deal. And let's take a look. And just for all intents and purposes, let's take just that actual prompt that I wrote and let's run it through here too. And let's compare how the basic prompt looks compared to the JSON prompt. All right, so here we go. And this is a perfect example of what happens when you can do some prompting and it puts things in the image that you don't want. For instance, I said I'm taking a picture of it. The regular prompt, which is these top ones, show the actual camera. This one here, it actually shows like an actual screen here. This version here, well, look at he must have just gone in for a perm or something. I'm not quite sure what this Bigfoot's doing, but his hair is it's killer. But here, I think I look at something like this. This is a much scarier, more terrifying looking Bigfoot, and there's no camera in the picture, and it followed much closer to what I actually wanted it to actually do. That's the difference that JSON code can provide you with. So I hope that was a good example. I hope that kind of gives you a better idea of how this JSON stuff actually works, why it's really cool to be able to actually get JSON code to do this kind of stuff for you. But more importantly, to be able to take images that you find that you want to emulate for your own purposes or whatever it ends up being. And again, like we said, we took this one and we added the sailboat to it. We just said add a sailboat to the image, and then we pasted that original prompt, the original JSON code that did not have the sailboat in there, and it did that. So you're able to do that kind of stuff. So even if we wanted to take this image again, I'm going to repeat it, but I'm just going to go up to the very top, right above the entire prompt. I'm just going to put add a pink Scully to the Bigfoot with a colorful pom-pom on top. Let's see how this one looks. And honestly, I want to know, what are your thoughts on the difference between the JSON version and just the regular prompt version? Because again, I think this is a good example to show you that, sometimes when you ask it to do something, and if you haven't used AI before to actually create images, you may not have seen this, but I'm sure a lot of you, if you have, you have, where you and here's the new images that it just came up with. Yeah, I have to say that's still, regardless of the hat, that's still, if I saw that in the woods, I would not be taking a picture of it. Let's just say there would not be any proof that I took a picture of it. I'd be out of there, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the whole process. And again, for those of you that have messed around with AI and it adds in these things, like adds the camera in there, obviously the camera wouldn't be there if you were taking a picture of the Bigfoot, right? You wouldn't see that unless somebody was standing behind you or somebody was standing in front of you. But that's not what we said, right? We just said basically, a Bigfoot hiding behind a tree that I'm taking a picture of it that's staring at me, right? The JSON code got that both. Even with the hat, there's no camera in the picture, there's nothing. And I think it looks better. I think it looks more real. I think it looks more like what I was expecting. And that's what you guys should also see when you start to do this yourself. So here's what I want you to take away today. My wife didn't think much of AI image generation at first, right? She actually thought it was a bit silly. But once she saw what it could do, once her ideas actually started coming out right, she did really kind of fall in love with it. And here's the thing, whether or not that you've been messing around with AI images for a while, or you're just getting started, this method is going to work either way. It's going to give you better results. It's going to give you more consistency, and you really should see the difference immediately. But again, you don't have to take my word for it. I'm giving this to you. You can try it yourself and set it up in literally about 2 minutes from now. Grab it from the Notion doc, set it up, try it out yourself, play around with it. Let me know how your results come out. Let me know in the description. Tell me. I want to know. I really do. But other than that, I hope this helps. It allows you to get some really cool stuff done. Better results than what you've been getting now with your image creation. Thanks for checking out the video. Hope it helps. This is Craig, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.